What's going on? My name is Stevie Baggs Jr. I'm an actor, I'm an author, I'm a speaker. More importantly, I'm a servant, I'm an entrepreneur, and the president of the Cedar Foundation. But that's not what today is about. Today is about an opportunity that I didn't get on my own. It's an opportunity that came to me by way of the universal God, I would say first, but also I've had a tremendous amount of friends and support help me in this journey as an inspirational speaker. So today, folks, we're at Clemson University to talk to one of the nation's best programs, led by Coach Dabo Swinney, among other people on the staff that do an amazing job of not only cultivating these scholars, but helping them transition beyond the game. I'm not here because I'm chasing paper. I'm here because I'm chasing purpose. And that purpose is to help them transcend their thinking. And if I can use my platform with athletics, arts, and entertainment to draw them in, to give them my truth, that would suffice for me. So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. Business after the game. Got to put it in the bag, B-A-G. And so it's only fitting that yours truly, Stevie Baggs Jr., who I have a book called Greater Than the Game, is here to kind of talk to these young men about life after the game and how to transition. So I'm very excited about it. The reason I showed you guys the videos, because number one, I wanted you to find out and see who I am. Number one person I am is I'm a servant. You heard athlete, author, speaker, I'll go through that, but none of that's important. What's important right now is that I want you guys to recognize the power of information. The one thing I recognized by playing 10 years in pro football, going through a couple millions of dollars, and having a degree in international business, man. Je parle français un petit peu, j'ai étudié français à l'école university. Now you heard the verse. I'm the first person in my whole family to go to college. Born and raised in Pompano Beach, Florida. Graduate high school at Lake Brantley. In Altamont Springs, right outside of Orlando. And then went to Bethune-Cookman. Now I was a 3-time All-American, man. I had 40 sacks in my career. I still hold an NCAA record for tackles for loss in a season and in a career. And I'm gonna go through some of these crazy behind accolades because they really mean nothing in the grand scheme of things, because this is what's important for me. I'm not flawless, but I'm faithful. And what am I faithful to? My purpose. And when I began to love myself and my purpose, then I found out that I could fly. What's fly? First, love yourself. Let me get you 3 big guys to stand up right here. 1, 2, 3, real quick. The number one thing in transitioning in life, if you don't love yourself, face your teammates real quick. Now, say he has access, he has influence, he has resources. This is what you guys gonna find out when you start transitioning in life, is that if you have access and you're grinding in your access alone, you just got access, but you don't got a bag. If you got grinding in your resources alone, you got a bag, but you have no influence. Nobody knows who you are. Now, if all y'all connect arms like you do when you walk out the tunnel or y'all come down that hill. Now, when you connect, that's called AIR, that's air. When you fly, then you can have air. Thanks, fellas. Now, the reason why I said that is because when you're transitioning and going through life, you're gonna have to find a way to have a mentor. You're gonna have to find people to help you transition, and the best time for you to do it is right now. Now, I was lucky, fortunate, blessed, whatever you wanna call it, to play pro football for 10 years, but guys, I'm the only person to play on 11 teams in 10 years, man. As talented as I was, I won the same awards as Jerry Rice, I won the same award as Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, and Michael Strahan. I was Black College Player of the Year. I thought I was about to make 100 M's. I promise you. And so these are some of the teams I played for. You can see, and then I'm just going through this real quick. That's me, that's Ray Lewis and I. We played together. I was on the Super Bowl team in 12, right? You tell you a story about NFL, which a small percentage of people are gonna make it. And a smaller percentage of people are gonna stay. Check game. 2012, I make the team, tear my quad. John Harbaugh say, Stevie, man, we're gonna either bring you back, but you can't take the settlement. I was like, man, I'm taking my money. These jokers go and win the Super Bowl. I missed my ring. I played on 3 Grey Cup teams, lost all 3 of them in the CFL. When you play this game, that's why you really, at the ultimate, that's when you play, because that's what you had to show for it. That's the reward, right? So that's Fitz and y'all know Fitz. And so I was a journeyman, man. This is what I want you guys to recognize about this journey of transitioning with football and life. When man says that you're released, cut, and laid off, the universal God says you're relaunched, reloaded, and ready for your takeoff. I came up with that quote because, man, when I was sleeping in my Range Rover, fellas, that's an oxymoron. How you sleeping in a Range Rover? You got a Land Rover, but ain't got no land. That's backwards, man. But this is the thing that the media perpetuates, that you got to go drive a Bentley when, fellas, you a walking Bentley. Everywhere you go, people stare at you, right? They like, man, I know you do something. Come on, big guy, what's up? This is a thing that we get everywhere we go. I still get it to this day. I've been retired for 5 years. But a lot of you guys have Bentley entitlement, but Honda Civic stewardship. You want to drive a Bentley, but you can't handle a Honda yet. So when you get to your next level, and when you're going through, you got to know your worth beyond the game. You got to know your worth beyond the game of life. And so, fellas, these are all the teams I played for. The only pro football player to play on 11 teams in 10 years. Why did I keep going? I just knew there was something in me that I had to get out. So 5 NFL, 5 CFL, and 1 arena team, Orlando Predators. This is my heart right here. See the foundation. We have 9 after-school programs in the city of Atlanta where we're helping young people transcend their thinking. And that's what it's about for me. We enhance the mind to fuel the future. One thing I found out is that money is not power, and education alone is not power, but information is power. And if you get good information, you have good power. You might want to write that down. Money is not power, and education is not power, but information is power. I'll tell you an example. If I got 13 M's in the bank, 13 million in the bank, or if I have 13 degrees on my wall, if I don't have the information on how to leverage them and use them, then it's null and void. So for me, I had to start changing the trajectory of my thinking when I said, look, I don't want to go buy an airplane. I want to buy the airport. And when we have that kind of mentality, I don't care if you've grown up in the ghetto or grown up in a castle, that's going to transcend you in this system. And then I wrote a book called Greater Than the Game. And this book, Greater Than the Game, it has 7+1 principles. Faith, which is a foundation abiding in truth, high up family, focus, finance, fitness, forgiveness, football, and then future. So my thinking was that if you have balance in all of these first 7 F's, it'll help your future. Now, every one of us have put this Rydell on. Every last one of you guys, I don't know if it's Rydell anymore, but a lot of you guys, we put these helmets on. But when you take this Rydell off or that jersey's off your back or your cleats are hung up, I guarantee you people are not gonna treat you the same as they treat you that right now that you play for Clemson, one of the top schools in the world, in the nation. So it's incumbent of you to leverage that. I don't want to go through these because I have some more important points to share with you, which is these 5 principles of leadership. All right, some people can lead you by position. Man, I'm a 5th-year senior. I've been here. Okay, but that's only gonna go so far. We all know that dog don't walk too far. Other person will lead you by permission. Man, I'm an All-American, bruh. Okay, cool. That only goes so far. Then they can lead you by production. Man, I had 15 sacks. I had 12 touchdowns. I had 30 pancakes. I did my job. I had 100 tackles at line. I was doing my thing. I did everything. The coach just loved me. But that's only gonna go so far. This 4th level of leadership is people in development. And this is what your coaches and your staff has done a tremendous job of, is developing people. When you can develop people, and then you can have the people go develop other people, that's when you are really, truly a leader. Let me tell you why. A true leader doesn't create more followers. A true leader creates more leaders. A true leader doesn't create more followers. A true leader creates more leaders. And if you think you're a leader, and I come out here and say, oh, let's go, and I turn back around and there's nobody there, I'm not a leader, I'm just taking a walk. So this is a health and wellness wordplay. And how many of you guys know people that from your neighborhood that told you, man, if I did this, if I did that, I would have made it to Clemson too. Everybody, your uncles, boy, you good, but boy, if I did. Come on, man, we all heard that. Oh, you wouldn't have did nothing, bro. Seriously. So in the middle of the word life, you have the word if. A lot of people live a what if life. If I did this, if I did that. Don't live a what if life, fellas. Just do it. You have not only the resources, you have not only the push and the leadership to take you to a whole nother level. If I ask the average person who fails at something, why did you fail? They'll say, man, I needed more money. Man, why didn't you do that? I needed more resources. The one thing that you have that a lot of other places don't have, and you have to use this, is your resourcefulness. There's a difference between resources and resourcefulness. That's what you guys have to use, your resourcefulness, man. In the middle of the word heart, you have ear. A lot of people internalize what people tell them. Good, bad, and indifferent. Oh, you great. See, in this game of football, first of all, football is not a game, it's not a family. Football is a brotherhood of men. My mom, my daughter, my auntie, they not out there. It's all men. So if you're listening to what somebody says good, have a short memory. If you listen to what they're saying bad, have a short memory. And that's the same thing you have to have when you go and transition into business. Because you know how many no's you're going to hear in sales? You know how many no's you're going to tell somebody else when they come to you and say, I want you to invest in something? So what you hear, though, if you internalize it, good, bad, or indifferent, it could give you heartache. And then in the middle of the word death is the word eat. What you eat spiritually, fellas, and physically will determine your life or death. What are you consuming? Because your production is going to be based on your consumption. Not just with food, not just in your ear gate, not just in your eye gate. I'm talking about 360. If you got a luxury car, right? You got to put what kind of gas in a luxury car? Y'all know. Talk to me. So 93, we know that. If you put 87 in a luxury car, it's not going to perform in the optimum level. So why would you put 87 in your spirit? Why would you put 87 in your business principles? Why would you put 87 in your body when you got a game to play? Just think about that, man. Fellas, write down the word authority. Authority. The prefix to the word authority is author. When you author something, you give it authority to come to pass. What are you authoring in your life, man? What do you want? What's the vision that you have? Because a lot of people walking around with perfect eyesight but have no vision. Perfect eyesight but have no vision of what they want to attain or achieve in life. The second thing is passion. Passion is love and anger combined. Love and anger combined. So when you play D-line, like I played D-line and linebacker, but when I lined up against an old lineman, I had to be angry. So I'm coming off the line and I give him something, and if I go speed or power or spin, when I get to the quarterback, bam, I love it, right? Then I show my passion. Passion, love, and anger combined. What are you passionate about outside of football? See, I'm passionate about helping people think different. I'm passionate about children because I'm telling you, if you're only passionate about just football, fellas, it's not gonna roll. That bowl can't roll forever. How many analyst jobs are there, fellas? It's not a lot. They're giving them the only Hall of Famers. Come on, man. What's a passion that you have outside of this game? Find it now. Leverage it right now, because I promise you, when Clemson is off your back, it's gonna be a different vibe. All right, and then purpose. Your purpose is like your fingerprint. We all got one. But guess what? We all have a different one. But no matter what, we have the same outcome, which is to share the gift that we were given. That's your purpose, man. A lot of people are like, what am I gonna do? What's my purpose? I can't find it. The one thing you can't run from is yourself. When you look in the mirror, fellas, what's looking back at you, you gotta have peace with that. Because if you don't, the transition will kill you, literally. I'm not talking about Junior Seau and Dave Durison. Those are people that they highlight. You know how many guys that are depressed? You ever been depressed? Yeah, I have. You ever had anxiety? Yeah, I have. Now, come on, how could somebody with this much confidence have that? Very easily, because I had to find my worth beyond the game. Because if your worth is based on your bank account or your occupation only, you'll always be broke. And you'll always be broken because money can come and go, and your occupation can come and go. But the true gifts that are in you, that's the only thing that's gonna be everlasting. I forgot I had to say this. The only way you can be self-destructed is if you're self-distracted. The only way you can be self-destructed is if you're self-distracted. Write it down, bro. You got a pen. And let me tell you why. Self-distraction is very easy. You ride down the road, you see a Bentley, you automatically what? Distracted. Can I be real with y'all real quick? Can I be real? When you see the nutritionist you down there that y'all have, you automatically what? Just self-distracted. Okay, now I got some energy out of you. Okay, I figured that'll do it. You self-distracted. So what I'm saying to you though, if you were, everybody laughing, he's laughing. What I'm saying to you is this. What if you was driving a Bentley? Hear me now. What if you were driving a Bentley? The same attraction and the same distraction that causes, are you ready for what comes with that? Because guys, the bigger your audience, the bigger your audit. The bigger your audience, the bigger your audit. Now, I'm not just talking about auditing your finances, I'm talking about auditing your life. When you're on the mountaintop, everybody sees you. When you're in the valley, nobody sees you. Nobody saw you grinding and doing 2 days. Nobody saw you drinking water when everybody else was drinking soda. Nobody saw you go get rest when everybody was partying. They didn't see you in the valley, but then they see you on the mountaintop. The bigger your audience, the bigger your audit. You want a blue check on IG, you want more followers, but you mad because you got people saying negative stuff on your page. It don't work like that. The bigger your audience, the bigger your audit, man. And when you're transitioning in this game from whatever you're doing, the audit gets even harder. Because now you can't get a pass because you 18, 19, 20, 21. You can't get a hall pass anymore because of that. The sense of entitlement is gone. They tell me all the millennials care about is Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook, but you won't put your face in a book. You won't do anything to help increase your checkbook beyond putting on some cleats. You greater than that, man. I know it. I know that you can make a difference and you will make a difference if this staff has anything to do with it. We're here to let you know that when you get out of here, I don't care if you grew up with white privilege or if you grew up in the worst ghetto in the world, it's still something for you out here that can take your head off. When I got to the league, they say, Stevie, go give back to the community. Well, when I found out that the only true unity I had was my brothers. Because when I got into the world and I saw that a community, you control your commerce, you control your food, you control your police. We don't live in communities, we live in the neighborhoods. What do you do with the hood? I put it over your head to hide the truth on what's really going on. So now when we recognize that we're not fighting a war on race, fellas, we're fighting a war on economics. So what are you gonna do with your money? Don't let CNN and Fox fool you to make you think we're fighting a war on race. That's the biggest pump fake in the world. You're fighting a war on economics. How many of you know what the FICO score is? Okay, this is your credit score, right? Do you know when it came out? No, 1956. So the credit score is gonna be the catalyst to your liberation. I don't care who you are, because you can have millions in the bank. And I just told you, you can have millions in the bank. How does a guy making 70 million go bankrupt, man? Because he thought money was the power. He didn't use the information. He could have took 10 million of that 70 and went and got all the money he wanted with a credit score that was out of this world. That's called OPM. Other people's money instead of using your money. I'm just giving you guys some insight on how this thing really works, because it's not about what you think it's about. So, vision, passion, purpose. Chase purpose, man, not paper. See, money is nothing but energy. When you chasing the paper, boom, oh man, I got the paper, boom, I start chasing. But when you chasing purpose, purpose is everlasting, man. I don't care if you 8, 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, purpose is everlasting. I'm gonna close with this. I'm gonna give you guys, how many of you heard the story of the 5 wise blind men and the elephant? Anybody? Okay, good. It's a story about the 5 wise blind men and the elephant. The prince, he had this new elephant, which was a big toy to him, but he wanted to show it off to the 5 wise blind men. So what he did was, he brought them to the elephant, and the first wise blind man said, "This is not an elephant." He grabbed the leg. He said, "This is a tree trunk. This is a tree trunk. This is not an elephant's leg." The second blind man grabbed the tail. He said, "This is not a tail. This is a tree vine." The third blind man grabbed the ear. He said, "This is not an ear. This is a leaf." The other man grabbed the trunk and said, "This is not a trunk. This is a python snake." The last wise blind man grabbed the tusk, and he said, "This is not a tusk, this is a spear." What I'm telling you guys is that your truth is your truth, and you're right. But it's not until you step back from your truth and look at a universal truth to where you'll be able to see that elephant. Right now, we're showing you the elephant tonight. We're giving you a different perspective of truth based upon what you've seen and then based upon what we've seen. Because I'm surprised many of you showed up tonight, because when I was playing college, I probably wouldn't have showed up here, bro. I was a knucklehead. Y'all seen the dreads? And I'm not saying that dreads mean you're a knucklehead, but I'm from Pompano, man, for real. I had no clue. Your consciousness is saluted, man. Your consciousness should be celebrated, and it is celebrated by me, because we got to think different. So I want to tell you guys, thank you. Rashard, Mr. Hall, thank you. And thanks, guys.
Yeah, man, I was touched. Stevie is a great speaker. I really love how articulate he was. His passion, you can really see it in everything he says and do. He really means it, and that's admirable for someone that loves rhetoric, you know, loves semantics, you know, the way he articulates everything. It's just, it was relatable.
Yeah, we listened to Stevie today, and it really hit home. The one thing that really hit me was when he said that in school you get the lesson and then the test, but in life you get the test and then the lesson. It just proves that when you get into life and the real world, that it's going to hit you hard, and when it hits you hard, that's when you learn from it, and that's how you get the lesson. It's not necessarily like it is at school now. So that's one thing that really hit me.
I got a chance to listen to Stevie Baggs just now, and he really is a game changer. I mean, he drops knowledge, he speaks truth into your life, and more importantly, he is who he says he is. I was proud to get a chance to listen to that. I know I took a lot of information from it. I know that you will too. So, you know, Stevie, man, appreciate you inspiring, continue to pour in us, and appreciate you taking mentorship and letting people pour in you as well. So keep grinding, baby. Proud of you. Keep going.